these children can have nightmares, recurrent nightmares that might take years to wipe out.
I know for someone to be in this kind of situation or to be in the hands of their captors for days, they are going to be mentally drained, they are going to be affected, they are going to be traumatized.
Now, we don't know when it might happen again. This is just a serious point that other schools, they have to make sure that they put a lot of security measures to their schools.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome you to our Safety Talk, powered and brought to you by Kevron Group. This afternoon, we'll be discussing the release of the children that were just released in your state. How will government be able to help these children from the trauma they just went through and bring them back to society, and also help them to become fine, safe, and sound? That's what we'll be discussing this afternoon. And what we'll be listening to personal opinion on what you think the government can do to help these children get better after 54 days in captivity. Thank you very much. So we'll watch a very short video how the kids were released. Then we'll come back and have a conversation. Thank you very much.
Hello, sir. Our father, we are grateful. The president, sir, we are grateful. We understand your commitment to our safety, and we appreciate all you did for us. We could see your hand. Thank you very much. And every security operative, they tried so much, and that is why we are still alive now. We are very grateful unto you. Thank you very much. God bless you, sir.
So what do we think that government can do going forward? Government they've done well by making sure the kids, they are all back from captivity. So what do you think now they can do better to help these children mental health by bringing them back to the society? So I want personal opinion, your honest personal opinion. What do you think government can do?
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Okay, as regards the release of the kidnapped children in Umosho, Ibadan, Oyo State, well, first and foremost, we want to appreciate the Oyo State government and as well the federal government for their support and ensure that they were actually released. Although we know that one or two persons' lives have been gone, but then we know that for these ones that have been released, they will, the one way or the other, still be reunited with their family. And I think the first and foremost, then looking at the video, I think there is need for first and foremost for these released kids and the teachers to be given enough medical care, and then from that medical care, then they can now offer or prefer a therapy. Yes, because they need to check them, because I know for someone to be in this kind of a situation or to be in the hands of their captors for days, they are going to be mentally drained, they are going to be affected, they are going to be traumatized. And then thirdly, there should be some sort of sensitization around the community on the essence of security conscious. And then mostly what's going to be very, very important for me is to ensure that their faces is taken away from the social media or from just taken away from online. At least for now, they need that proper care, they need that attention, they need to be protected, and to ensure that they are well welcomed back into the community. And then lastly, for these kids, it shows that, not even show that, it's obvious that they are already steps backward in their education. So there's need for them to give these children that so much attention as regards the education. They need to reintegrate them back into the educational system and then give them everything necessary as education-wise to ensure that they meet up with their mates or with their colleagues. Thank you.
Okay, thanks so much. I believe that these particular incidents reminded us that Nigeria can happen to anybody. There are some people that have a view that why does it happen? Why do the kidnappers go to school, kidnap them? Or why the teacher were kidnapped? this is not the issue, but the most important is that the government are able to secure their release. And if you want to measure the attributes of the true leadership, it's not about how crisis end, but the preventive measure put in place. And every of these particular child that are released a victory. And the successful kidnapping is a serious one to show that yes, this can still happen. So looking at all these kids now, looking at them, they are traumatized, and I believe that most of them, at least less than 90%, will be suffering from mental health. And it's very important that the government have to make sure that they synergize to see how to solve this, which in form of putting them in form of medical care. Full medical care is very important, because now, after 54 days in captivity in the forest, seeing a lot of things, they are not real human beings again. So they have to rehabilitate them again. So secondly, they should offer a form of support in terms of their mental health in schools, and also strengthening the school security. Because now, we don't know where it might happen again. This school that happened is just a serious one that other schools, they have to make sure that they put a lot of security measures to their schools. Then thirdly, they have to make sure that they investigate this thing in a silent way. All those people that are involved, they have to be prosecuted. Because this thing, one instance, like I said, it might still be something that is going to come more. So I just want to give kudos to the government of your states for a job well done, even though there are a lot of controversies that the governments are aware of it, but we have to know that these governments, they use a protective and a good measures to release them. You can't say the government to negotiate and pay the money, because it's not something that works in government, because they will believe that you're also part of them, and you cannot release government probably fund that is meant for the public. You can't release the unnecessary. So you have to strategize and devise a way to secure their release. So kudos to them. Thanks so much for the government of your state.
Good afternoon. The truth remains that childhood trauma is a case that has constantly been swept under the carpet in this part of the world where we come from. Because the truth is, whether we like it or not, it's not just about the government. It's about the parents of these children that were being released. Now, I believe that even if the government can do little or nothing, the parents should start by, they say charity begins at home. These children need proper health care, first of all. And the least the government could do is to give them access to free, good health care. They need their blood tested. They need, you never can know if they were subjected to nicotine or hard drugs. You never know what they were being fed. You never know the kind of water they took and everything. So I believe the first step is to ensure their safety is their health first. They need very good proper checks run on them health-wise, first of all. Then we live in a country, like I said, where childhood trauma has been swept under the carpet. In fact, I can boldly tell you that at least one out of five adults suffer from childhood trauma. Now, how is it going to be managed? Do we have psychologists that can be able to tell this children? Because whether we like it or not, they will sleep and they will have this playback. These are children that have stayed 57 days, and they are in their formative years where they easily pick up habits. You can just see that they'll start killing rats and start eating it. Probably that was what they were being fed. We don't know. Yes, we don't know. So I believe not just the government should, first of all, the little the government can do is make sure they have access to good medical care and good check first. We never knew the young girls what actually went behind in the forest. We never knew what happened, but they need to get good health care first of all. That is number one, safety for me, I believe. Then gradually and conscious sensitization. The parents need to be sensitized. They need to be sensitized. They need to make them understand that, look, these children can have nightmares, recurrent nightmares that might take years to wipe out. I mean, this was actually a horror for them. Some of them were even there when they slaughtered the school, the maths teacher. So you never can tell. So for me, I believe the first thing government should do is give them good health care. Secondly, parents and children should be sensitized. The parents should be sensitized on, okay, if this child has this recurrent nightmare, what do we do? Not taking them to church, because we are in a country whereby Christianity has covered everything. Not taking them to church. If this child begins to manifest this recurrent nightmare in the next 2-3 years, can the parents always remember that, oh, this can be a result of what happened? Because some of them might not manifest now, they might manifest later in their preteen age or in their adolescent age. What could be done? So I think the parents need proper sensitization on how to handle the outcome of it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Alright, so congratulations to the Oyo State government, the federal government of Nigeria, and to these children, because to me, I feel that for someone to have passed through what they passed through, it means they are really strong. And I see them as great leaders of tomorrow, okay, because being subjected to that harsh condition, in the rain, in the sun, the beating, the pouring, malnutrition, everything was just so much on them. But thank God they are safe and they are alive and they've been rescued. For now, I feel that what they just need to do for now is to rest, eat well, be well fed, and also be given proper health care, because looking at these kids, even apart from health care, they also need to pass through rehabilitation centers, rehabilitation facilities, because looking at them, they must have passed through a lot. They are looking traumatized, and to be honest, they have passed through things that even great adults have not passed through half. They've survived a lot, and I feel that they just need time to heal, time to get stronger and better, and I feel that more opportunities should be given to them. And in terms of security too, the government should look at proactive measures to increase the security of the state, ensure that schools are well secured, well protected, ensure that also look at the security protocol and try to close out the loopholes, because for me, for this kidnapping should have been done successfully, it means that we need to actually do well in our security, in the security measures of the country. So thank you once again to the Oyo State government, and I hope to see these children prosper.
Good afternoon, everyone. In response to the sensitive discussion around the kidnappings in Oyo State, in as much we know that it's kind of traumatic for both in the experience of the teachers and also the children involved. As a nation, we would definitely give kudos and credit to the security agencies, but most times we should stop thinking as a nation from a reactive standpoint, rather than we start looking from a preventive standpoint. And there are several ways we can actually start preventing such situations from happening in the nearest future. And some of the ways we can use to prevent things like this from happening is to look into some of our policies that we have on ground. And from occupational health and safety perspective, one of the ways we can take the safety of our children and teachers from reactive to being proactive is to look into our safeguarding policy. What is our safeguarding policy? What has it said so far regarding protection of children? We need to look at the Child Rights Act of 2003, where it's well stated there that the primary legislation of the Nigerian government is to protect children from abuse, exploitation, neglect, and also violence. So that Rights Act actually exists, but the truth is that what are we actually implementing them the way we are supposed to be implementing them properly? That is where we need to start improving holistically. Then we also need to look at our national policy on safety, security, and violence, which is being enacted by the Federal Ministry of Education. And here we need to break it down into pieces in the aspect that we need to look into our schooling system. Our school, do they have proper risk assessments in place? Do they have school security measures in place? Do they have emergency preparedness in place? Do they have child protection mechanism in place? Do they have collaboration security architectures in place? If you check most of the schools we have in Nigeria, we don't have all these things in place. And if you have these things in place, it will just take most schools from being those situations from being reactive to proactive. So it's a wake-up call for everybody to start looking into a lot on our policies. We also have policies that also protect teachers too. If you look at our Factory Act of Occupational Safety and Health too, it's also captured there, because definitely teachers are not working in factories, but definitely they work in a company, in an organized organization, so they should also be protected, and policies to protect teachers and children should be put in place. For me, that's just my 2 cents that we can add to this from the standpoint of occupational safety and health. Thank you.
Thank you very much for giving your voice. Thank you for giving us your attention. And we know safety is everybody's business, in as much as it is primary aim of the government to make sure the secure lives and property of citizens. We also have our roles to play. So peradventure we'll find ourselves in places where we can give our voices like this, like what we're doing on behalf of Kevron Group, which is a health and safety society. We should also learn to do that because it is our primary value as a safety personnel. With these few points of view, I want to say very thank you for giving your voice on this particular issue. So what you have to do for us, you have to like our posts, share, follow all our social media handle, Kevron Group, on all social media platforms. So you see our posts like this, so you can also come across more of our posts that when they come your way like this. Thank you very much, and God bless you.